Welcome to the Simple Marketing Solutions podcast, the ultimate destination for small service-based business owners looking for help and inspiration with their digital marketing efforts. Our podcast is tailored to provide actionable solutions and ideas for simplifying and automating the marketing process. Whether you're a business owner looking to streamline your marketing strategies or in need of inspiration to take your business to the next level, we've got you covered. Join us as we explore the latest trends and techniques in digital marketing and share tips and tricks to help you grow your business. So tune in and get ready to elevate your marketing game with our process-driven, automation-focused and simplified business model approach. Good morning, Lucia. It's so great to have you. I feel like we've been having this major discussion already without everybody, but I wanted to welcome you, and I wanted to welcome you for a number of reasons. You've got a whole wealth of experience in sales, in marketing, and in all your online business in terms of Facebook. I'm excited to talk about that as well today, using Facebook from an organic perspective, because I think a lot of business owners would benefit from that. But today I also wanted to, use this as an opportunity for us to get into understanding what it is like being a female, being a business owner and female, and what it's like to run your business online from home. And welcome.
Thank you, Amita. It's lovely to be here. And as you said, we've already started the conversation because life happens to us all. And, there's a fine line between business and our life and lifestyle. And I believe that in business, there needs to be a boundary, and that's what we're going to have a discussion about today. Is my experience, I guess, working from home. I've been working from home now for approximately 10 years, and this was a conscious thing that I chose to do 10 years ago because of health and wellness, and and many women, I believe, experience it, and we don't vocalize it enough. We don't discuss some of this enough. So today I come from a sales background. As you said, I love sales. I love the sales journey. I love getting to know my client and everything that makes my client who they are, what they really desire from their business and why they came up with the amazing concept or their model or their vision. So that's kind of me in a nutshell, is getting to know people at that deeper level. So,
And those relationships that we build with clients and understanding their why, I think it is such an interesting journey, and it's a journey of not only them, but it's our journey as well of self-discovery of what our passion is and what our why is. And for me, it always just reminds me every day of why I do what I do, and I'm sure it does for you too. And how that helps us to help more people when we understand their why. And, Lucia, when it comes to business, I mean, being 10 years working from home, that's a long time, more than most of us. For you, what do you think has been the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge is my family and my family realizing, like, I don't know when the aha happened, Amita. I really don't know when the penny dropped, but it was no longer a hobby. It was actually a business, and it was a business that was generating an income that was helping us to have our lifestyle. So I'm not really sure. I think it was the day that I said, I'm going to close this door because I've got a spare bedroom. We've got a 4-bedroom home.
Yeah.
And I've got a spare bedroom that I've created an office, and that is the bedroom door that I close. Basically, it's off the dining room.
Yeah.
And the day that I said, it's probably about 7 years ago now, that I said, this is the office. When the door is closed, do not interrupt. It's like such a strong boundary.
Yeah.
Where I found it, because, I have everything in here. I have my whiteboard, I have my calendars, my lights, my printer. I have everything in here. But people would just wander in, and I'd be doing a recording or a video, and it'd be just like, Mum, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Or a phone call, Mum, what are you doing today? You want to go for a coffee? And it's like, okay, rightio. This is what I have to do. I have to let them know I work Monday to Wednesday. I only work 4 days a week. I do work Thursdays, but Thursdays are more my recordings, my videos, that kind of thing. So I have a set calendar. So, but once I really realized why I was doing what I was doing and who I was helping, it was very easy for me to put up those boundaries. It was very easy for me to say, well, you guys have had the very best of me.
Yeah.
Because I've lived a little. I've been in sales for, quite some years. I won't say how many, but quite some years. And sales is something that I think people choke on the word. And look, everyone buys, everyone sells, everyone does. And you've got to get over that shit, if you don't mind me saying, because it is rubbish. It is absolute rubbish that, we're going to convert a person to a client. We absolutely are. That's what we do. That's why we do what we do. So you have to take yourself seriously. And you have to take that person that's having that conversation with you seriously, because they're seeking your wisdom and your skill, but also they're seeking clarity on why they're doing what they're doing. Because sometimes when you first start, you don't really know what your why is. You don't really see. You don't have that vision. My vision is to help and support 5,000 women. 5,000 people, I say, but it's mostly women. My ideal client is me, pretty much, in a nutshell. And my vision is to help 5,000 women. And we've only got to, ground zero. We're only at about 300. So, we've got a long way to go. And this type of business you can continue to do. It's not hard hustle. You don't have to hustle. You don't have to make all the bells and whistles. As long as you're showing up, as long as you're being yourself, and people get to know, like, and trust.
And when you say that in terms of the showing up and the know, like, and trust, that to me, and we were talking about this earlier, is so important, because there's so often we find there's that point in our business where we've been in business for 1 year, 2 years, early stages, and we feel like it's just becoming a tedious thing, and we're not seeing the return yet. And that's often where I find business owners will be at the point of giving up. What do you find in that situation? Like, what would be your advice? Because you've been doing this for 10 years now. What would be your advice?
What I've come to realize, and, it's taken a long while, don't get me wrong, it's taken a long while to get to there. But at the other end, and they always say this, they tell you this when, the rhetoric is that on the other side of difficulty is, something amazing. That always does happen. It always happens, like when I do a tanty and I just go, well, what the fuck? I'm not doing this anymore. I've had enough. These clients, where are they? They're not showing up. Why am I doing what I'm doing? I will do that, and then probably within a week I'll get a message, or I'll find someone online that will say, you are amazing. What you're doing is fantastic. I want to have an interview. I want to talk to you. I actually had a person from New York who connected with me and said, we'd love to put you in our magazine for 40 and 50-year-old, over 40 and over 50-year-olds. And I didn't have the heart to say, well, I'm over 60. And I went, anyway, it wasn't my ideal area of expertise. So I just said, look, I am over 60. I'm not your target market. But it was interesting, that there are people, when you have hardship and when you question why you're doing what you're doing, and we were speaking about this morning, yesterday was a tizzy of a day for me. I had a support worker with my daughter. Then I had my daughter, having one of her little meltdowns. And then my husband in the background is telling her to, go to a room and, come back when you're not as agitated.
Yeah.
And they're just like this. And I'm trying to do a live recording in my Facebook group. And I'm just thinking, this is the reality of business.
Exactly.
I didn't close the door.
Yeah.
It's the boundary that I set for myself. But I've actually just, I had actually gone, I really want the door open because I love the warmth of my family around me. So it was an interesting exercise, that.
And a reminder.
Open that door.
You need to. Yes, you put that boundary there for a reason.
So
they need to abide by it, but so do you.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah. And I think that's important as well, is that we, as the business owner, as that woman in business, we need to have those boundaries, but we also need to value them for ourselves.
Honor ourselves.
And honor that, because it means that we are honoring ourselves, we're honoring our business, we're honoring our time, and our commitment to our clients as well. Because so often I had this conversation this morning at a breakfast that I was at, where this woman was telling me that her kitchen table is her workspace. And she doesn't have, at that stage, she didn't have anywhere else to put everything. She has her whiteboard there. She's got all her papers, everything that she's doing on the kitchen table. So no matter, all the time through the day, that's what she sees. And when she wants to cook a meal, then everything is there all the time. And there's no deviation, like no separation between business and personal. And it's important, that you do have those boundaries in place to be able to feel comfortable with your own business space. Yeah.
I believe, I'm not sure if you know this, Amita, but my previous business, like that, I've said I've been in business for 10 years. Previous business was personal styling, and in that, there's a lot of mindset goes into personal styling, because people have this image of themselves that they really don't. They don't send a loving message to themselves when they're dressing. They're and what I'm coming around to is that, and this is a bit of a story, but I see almost like a disrespect when it comes to their clothing. So I will mention underwear, because that is what when I used to do wardrobe audits, I would work through their clothing, but then I'd say, right, now let's look at your underwear. And can I tell you the amount of women that cringe and go, oh, and you know, what is that message that your underwear is saying to you as an individual?
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that is
I need to do an audit.
a powerful thing, right? It is
Yeah.
such a powerful thing. And if you want to feel good about yourself on the outside and respect your business as an individual, you know, I get a lot of people say, oh, well, I'm all a la natural today. That's fine. But I feel more comfortable with a little bit of makeup on. I honestly, for me, as I've got sun damage, I just feel, you know, more comfortable and more me. So, but there's no comparison. If that person wants to be a la natural and do their business, I have no problem with that.
No.
So you've got to remember the message, the underlying message that you're giving yourself. And that comes back to that woman that's running her business from a kitchen table. Amen to her. I don't know how she does the separation. I don't know how she respects, honors her business.
Yeah.
She's running it from a kitchen table, which she's creating the family meals, creating that environment for a family, and then she has to flip that hat in that same area and run a business. You know, like that is really giving a mixed message to you as an individual.
It is. And it's hard to be able to switch your brain off then as well, like from an emotional, mental state. You feel like you're always in business mode. I mean, thankfully for her, they've been able to extend, and now she has a dedicated office space.
Dedicated area.
She can close the door.
Yeah.
And so that's been a great thing. And I think that having the space now, which is separate, has really showed her the impact of what it was like with having it on the kitchen table versus separate. And the impact that was having on, you know, her relationship with her husband, and just being able to have space in her head as well, right?
Well, business is, you know, business is 90% mindset. And, you know, you were saying, you were asking before, you know, why I do what I do. It's because I've been able to identify that there's people out there that still want help running a business and running it their own way, but they just need the support to get those systems and strategies in place so that they can do that. And that's my passion. I am a strategist. I've always been a strategist, a planner. It's part of my, I reckon it's part of my makeup. I am. And I watch my father. My father is 92 and he lives with us. He goes outside, and he just probably about a month ago, him and my husband built this trellis, and I watched him as he put something together with my husband. Like my husband would go, yeah, I'm going to do that stick, and, you know, something else. And then my father pipes up and he says, now we're going to do one across, and then we'll do another one across. So we give it stability. So he was already in his mind building this strategy. So your business is that strategy, that foundation of always being there, you know, always showing up, so that this is the thing that people know, get to know you, get to know who you are, who you stand for. And I believe your values as an individual, you know, that you value other people as individuals. You're not going to allow them, you're going to set boundaries, you're going to set, you know, boundaries, but you're not going to allow people, or you're going to keep people accountable for what they desire in their lives. So as a business owner, that's what you're going to do. But you need that core belief in yourself first. So you need, as an individual business owner, you are absolutely, like for me, I need to know that I've got this on, that on, like where I'm at. If I don't know where I'm at, then my brain is cluttered.
Exactly. Yeah. And, it does come, like you're talking about strategy. I think that a lot of business owners, especially solopreneurs, tend to just think that I'm just going to go with the flow and I don't need a plan. Who needs a plan? I've got this idea. It's great. It's going to work,
Yeah.
And yeah, great that you've got that excitement and enthusiasm for what you're doing and that passion, because yes, you need that.
Yeah, of
But
course.
you need the strategy, you need the plan,
Yeah.
and you need to sit down and give yourself the time to work out that strategy and plan. Because like you said, if you don't have that, then your mind will just wander from one thing to the next.
Yep,
There's
that's
no
true.
structure in your mind, in the thought patterns, and you don't know what is working and what's not working in your business. So you end up, I have found, spending a lot of time being wasted,
Yeah.
and a lot of tears, which are unnecessary as well.
Some tears are learning.
Yes, for sure. We need those.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just looking. I have a PDF, and I'd love to give it to the viewers that are listening.
Yeah.
It is the journey of an entrepreneur, and it's the emotional journey of an entrepreneur, because we do have this emotion. And you were talking about excitement. Excitement doesn't last.
Exactly.
Excitement doesn't last even when you work in a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
Because the adrenaline and the learning and the experiences all keep you going in the beginning. But it's, as an entrepreneur, you've got no one to keep you accountable or to keep you showing up. So the emotional journey of the entrepreneur is just a graphic and an explanation of the different steps that we go through. So I believe it's excitement, then it's I can't remember, I haven't done it for a while, but it's all of these little emotions that we experience. But we can absolutely as soon as we face a challenge when we're by ourselves, we can absolutely start doubting why we're doing what we're doing. And then we start to question everything that we're doing. So we start looking externally instead of looking internally. And I believe that when we, and this is when this challenge comes up, like when shit hits the fan and you go, well, where are my clients? Well, why isn't it all happening?
Yeah.
You can choose to just put that foot forward, take that next step and say, right, they're just around the corner. It's my time and I'm ready for the next step. Denise Duffield Thomas.
Yeah.
Or you can choose to go for another little shiny ball, another little program that maybe is going to teach you that secret, that secret message, or that, that amazing tool that's going to change your life and you're going to get clients immediately. Or you just stick with the plan and the strategy that you've learned and keep going, because we all do it. I did it probably 12 months ago now. I decided I was going to have this U-Butte plan, and it was another little shiny ball that I went chasing.
Yes.
And I've come back to the original, because the original plan works. And that's the emotional journey. Is we get excited, then we get challenged, then we get sidetracked, we go into self-doubt, then we go chasing those shiny balls. Now we've got to remember that those shiny balls, if we allow them to distract us too much, then we can't come back to our original plan. We actually then get lost.
You lose the rhythm.
You lose it all. And so then you don't get that excitement back. You get that excitement back for something else.
Exactly.
Far harder to start again than it is to just keep moving forward.
Yeah. And, I think that is a really important point to just bring our attention back to, is that no matter how many shiny objects there are out there, I'm the same. Like, I hear, this person's doing this. Maybe
Yes.
I could be doing that, or that looks like an amazing service. Maybe I should be offering that.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's not part of the plan.
Yes.
And it starts with having the plan. And if you don't have an actual plan or a strategy,
Yep.
then you need to just stop and start there, get that.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, there's challenges. It can feel really hard and you lose that excitement. But it is an opportunity, like you said as well, to just stop and look inwardly of,
Yeah.
well, okay, why hasn't it worked? What can I change
Yeah.
to make this work? Because there's something, if you believe in it,
Yeah.
if you think that there's value in there,
Yeah.
then it's just about tweaking rather than reinventing
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
No.
I read a book by Rachel Hollis many years ago, and it was when I first began in social media and on the online space. Now, I come from the online space when there was no Facebook Lives. So there was an app called Periscope. Now,
Oh,
for
yes.
anyone that's watching,
Yeah,
you remember Periscope.
I do.
Periscope was not it would just let anyone on. So it was, an open channel. You went live, and it was excruciating because there was trolls everywhere, right? It was
Yeah.
just the most excruciating
Uh,
thing to do. But anyway, what was I talking about? I've just remembered the Periscope. Oh gosh, I've lost my train of thought. But anyway,
okay.
that time was when I was learning all of the aspects of social media, and bringing those sales skills from a face-to-face interaction is a conversion that you have to make, because when you're online and you're in Zoom, you have to make more of a conversation with the person that you're talking with. So you have to connect with them at a more significant level, and bringing that bringing that message of what you do, helping them understand the offer that you have, but also being mindful that not everyone is going to be your ideal client. So sharing the value, giving them the takeaway, but then when it comes to closing the sale, if that person says, no, not right now, then you know that you can put them in the follow-ups. But you also know, if they say no, that it's no to your program. It's not no to you, because I think that's and I don't know what I was going on about with Periscope. I got sidetracked.
That's okay. Shiny object.
Horribly trolled with Periscope. But remembering that relationship, that and you as that person, don't take it to heart, don't take it personally, because there's so many more people out there, right?
Yeah, and that's really good advice. Honestly, don't
Yeah.
take it to heart, because we so often do,
Oh, we do. Yeah. Oh, I didn't get that client.
Yeah.
We've like we've taken the sale, we've got them started, and we've received the money in our bank. And really, it's not about that. It's more about, are we the right fit?
Exactly.
Are we the right fit?
Yeah.
Because if we're not the right fit, that
Then
it's not going to be a great client.
No, and it's not going to be a good experience for them and for you.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
And it's also, I think, a reminder that it's not a no flat out sometimes. Sometimes it's just no for this moment in time.
Yeah, that's right.
And they will come back to you when they're ready. You know, I've had that so many times in my career where when I was practicing as a naturopath, I would have clients that weren't ready to make that change, weren't ready for the commitment, and needed to do some more work on themselves first.
Yeah.
And they would come back 4, 5 years later, 7 years later, and say, Amita, I'm ready.
It's time.
It's time. I can't keep doing this.
Exactly.
So it's not, don't think of it as a negative reflection on yourself.
Yeah.
That's important. Yeah.
So many of us do.
Yeah.
Or did. Yeah.
Exactly. Lucia, before we round off the session, I just wanted to touch on the social media aspect a little bit more, because I think, you know, what you do in terms of helping businesses to grow using organic social media strategies is really valuable, especially in today's world where, you know, our finances are being pulled in different directions and we want to be able to grow, but sometimes we just need simple strategies that can work for us, that don't cost us a fortune. Like, what do you, in today's society, what have you found with organic social media to be working really well?
Well, as I guess a Facebook strategist, which is pretty much what I do now, you know, I help people with business. I help them put some structure in place for their business, so business values, business purpose, and, you know, creating their business pillars. Like, their business pillars basically are the journey that they've been on, that the clients have been on. So for me, my clients usually come to me when they're very much unseen. They're very much invisible on social media. How can I help them to get visible organically? And I believe organically is through growth of your audience. And, you know, if you want organic, you need to grow your audience. And there's two trains of thought here when it comes to this. Is you have automation. So you can have automation with a small audience, right? Because you can absolutely do Facebook ads, you can target the ideal client, and you can get that client onto a landing page and then a sales page. So that is the structure for automation. And these people, you will hear, like the lay person or the person that's just starting out, they will hear that they can do that. They can absolutely get clients with small audience with, doing it this particular coach's way. Absolutely, yes, they can. And I'm not disputing that. With organic, it's a slower burn. It is a more diligent process. There is a strategy, and it is growing your audience. Your audience, now we have in our Global Business Academy and Empowering Successful Entrepreneurs, we have an audience now of almost 12,000. So that is our Facebook, my personal Facebook page, which is my entry to my business. So I use my personal page, and many people will say, and I hear this often, oh, I can't use my personal page for business. Yeah. Facebook allows us to have 5,000 connections. So not everyone is going to be your friend. So you have the opportunity there, if you're in business, to have 5,000 connections, 5,000 people that you can network with and get seen with. So remembering the automation way and remembering the organic way, you can connect with 5,000 people easily by growing your friends list, by growing your following. Now, then we talk about our business pages, and many people use their business pages. They diligently post on their business pages. They go onto their business pages as regularly as I probably do into my Facebook group. The thing with the business page is that a business page will only get you follows. It won't actually get you someone that you can connect to, someone you can now. Facebook has changed the algorithms a little bit, so you can do that now a little.
Yeah.
But it's still a very, very slow process, because with followers, you've got to either invite them to become friends or join a private group.
Yeah.
Many people have the automation guys. They will have a business page because they're running Facebook ads. So they're running Facebook ads from their business page and then to the landing page, sales page, right? So that's the structure of a funnel for automation. Our organic process is that we grow our audience wide, and then we bring them in through that funnel to our little, people that are wanting to have a chat, wanting to convert to clients. So that's simplified. The thing is that if you don't have a large audience and you're trying to bring people through to the event or the product or the whatever you have that you want to convert people, like I've got a program, Get Clients Confidently. It's $2,997. But if I was coming to try and sell that to people, this many people,
the conversion rate is too low.
Your conversion is very, very limited. Whereas if I'm doing that to 11,000, I'm actually capturing only probably about 800 at the most. I think the last insights I did, I think it was about 8 or 900. So out of 11,000, only about 900 are actually coming to the middle of the funnel, and then through that to our actual product, our service. So organic,
that's a numbers game.
It is a numbers game, absolutely. Organic is a slow burn, so it depends on whether you're here for the long run or whether you can afford to pay. Now, I have to admit, the reason I know automation is when I first started 7 years ago, I invested about $10,000 in Facebook ads. I got 5,000 email addresses. I was on a roll. I sold one program. So, so the investment did not, because I didn't know what to do, Amita.
That's the thing.
You've got to know how it all works. So your organic business, as you're growing and learning the skills that you need for business, you can then help others on that same journey. So organic is the way to go for me, because little investment. The biggest investment is in myself, because I am constantly learning, and I've got 3 coaches that I really, they're kind of like my Bible. One's a money coach, one is a Facebook strategist, and the other one is a almost like a what is sort of like a launch. She helps you to launch. So it shows you how to launch. And even in organic strategies, you still need to launch. You still need to create that offer, launch, have lead magnets so that you can feed people down through your funnel. And we have 4 lead magnets that we use throughout our calendar for the year. And basically we're just showing up, rinsing and
repeating.
Each time.
That's the key. To get to that stage where you can just rinse and repeat and refine as you go, as needed, and just do little tweaks. But like we were saying earlier, you're not reinventing the wheel every time.
Yeah, I remember what I wanted to say before. Rachel Hollis, she wrote a book many years ago, and it was, one thing I got from her was try it, test it, and tweak it. And it's always stayed with me because there's a lot of trial and error. There is a lot of trial and error until before you get to your your program that you love. Testing it out into the market, do a beta test to see, the results that your people are getting, and then tweak it so that people get the absolute benefit from the program. So,
Wow. That's so much advice you've given us today. Lots to process. And I just wanted to really thank you from the bottom of my heart for being open and, sharing what it is like to be in business, and reminding us that we all feel like that.
Yes.
We're not alone.
No.
There's others out there that are going through similar things, and the boundaries are so important. So thank you for reminding us of that. Lucia, thank you so much today. And the link for your download, I'll pop that in the show notes below as well.
Yes.
So everybody can grab that. That'll be so useful for everybody. Thank you for that. Yeah. So thank you again. And it was an amazing time to spend here with you today.
Could keep talking, right? It's an amazing subject, life.
It is. We'll have to do a part 2.
Yeah. Okay, Anita, thank you for having me. It's been wonderful. I really enjoyed it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening today. Like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. I hope you find value from today's episode. And remember, if you've got friends and colleagues looking for inspiration as they grow their business, share this podcast with them. Follow me on Instagram at Holistic Vision Consultancy, or check out my website, holisticvision.com.au. Until next week, to your success, my friend.